Okay, so today we're going to talk about angles a little bit, just a lot of different things. We'll start with our definition here. Definition for an angle, we're going to say it's two rays with a common endpoint. I know you guys all know what an angle is, and you have this idea when I say angle. Um, you have this picture that comes into your head, and that's great, but it's making sure that we all are thinking about it exactly the same way. But right here, that's an angle. The vertex, the vertex is the common endpoint, or sometimes we think of it as the corner. In this case, it's B. This right here, that's the vertex. The sides, those are the two rays. In this case, it's ray BA and ray BC. This is a side. This is a side. Now, when we name this, there's lots of different ways we could name this. We could name this angle ABC, or I could name this angle CBA. Notice here that either way I name that, the vertex is the middle letter. And you've got to make sure that the vertex is the middle letter. That makes sure that we all know just exactly what we're talking about there. And then sometimes you will see this named with just an angle B. I tend to say to tell you not to do that because there are times where we have to name it with three letters. So it's just easier if we start to get used to that. Or in this case, because there's a 1 right here, we'll see that pretty often coming up soon, where I say that that is also angle 1. So any one of those 4 ways is good to do that. This classify part down here at the bottom, we'll talk about that here in a second, because we want to talk about classifying first. These are types of angles. Acute angle. This is an angle between 0 degrees and 90 degrees. It tends to look something like this, small angle between 0 and 90. An obtuse angle is an angle between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. This is a big angle. It looks like this. That's an example of an obtuse angle. A right angle. This is an angle that is exactly 90 degrees. Looks like this. We put a box in the corner. When we know it's a right angle, we'll put a box in the corner to show that it's a right angle. And then a straight angle is an angle that is exactly 180 degrees. And it looks like that. It's really just a straight line. That's why it's called a straight angle. So acute, obtuse, right, straight. When I look back over here at this one and they want us to, and I'm asking you to classify this, I would classify this as an acute angle. Now, up here in the corner, this talks about a few different things. We have things with interior, that's inside the angle, and exterior. Right here, I can say that U, that's the point that I'm looking at there, U is in the interior of, and I can say angle 3. I could name that as WXZ. And I'm going to do that right here. Angle 3 is angle WXZ. And I forgot to tell you guys, when we do angles, we just put this little angle symbol in front of it just to make sure that we know we're talking about an angle. So use that angle symbol. Angle 4, I could name that angle ZXY. Again, make sure you notice the vertex is in the middle. X is the vertex of both of these angles. If I'm naming angle 3 or angle 4 with letters, I have to name those with 3 letters because they're next to each other. And if you just said angle X, well, there are 3 angles there at X, and I wouldn't know which one's which. So we want to make sure that we name those with 3 letters. Now, in the back of this, we're going to do this in a few different ways. I want to name the angle. That's the first thing here. So I'm going to name this angle. I'm going to say this is angle XYZ. This is, I'm going to say whether it's less than, greater than, or equal to 90 or equal to 180. This equals 180 degrees. And I would say that this is a straight angle. Angle number 2, I would name this, I can name this angle FPY. I could say that this is less than 90 degrees. And this is acute. Now, I would encourage you to pause the video and try these last 2 on your own really quick, and then come back and check just to see how you did on them. So this one, angle CTL, it equals 90, and that is a right angle. Last one here, number 4, angle SUN. It's greater than 90 degrees, and that's obtuse. Now these notes, they fold right along that dotted line there. Just like this. And when you glue this in your notebook, zoom this out a little bit so that maybe you can see a little better. You glue on this blank part here, and then this part here will just flip open. So you can have all this information here about angles and then the examples right there.